Good evening. We're doing a book review series of the books that helped me quit my 9 to 5, go full time in my business, and get to 10K a month online. It's been about 10 months now. Traveled all around Asia. It's been awesome. Work like 1 or 2 days a week, making more money than my 9 to 5. And these are the books that I'm going to recommend to you to help you develop the mindset, the courage, the confidence, and the work ethic to finally make this dream come true. And this book is Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. Familiar with Marcus Aurelius? He is a Roman emperor, and he was also the only Roman emperor who was also a philosopher. And he was a philosopher of the philosophy of Stoicism, which is something that has built me a bulletproof mindset and allowed me to achieve so much more than I previously had before I knew about it. The book Meditations is his personal meditations book, and let's jump straight in to how it's helped me. So there's four main paradigms that really help me. First one is Memento Mori, that is the reminder of death, that this life is transient and our days are numbered. So rather than scaring me, this really pressed the issue of, hey, I've had this dream of quitting my job. I don't want to be an office drone my entire life. I want to do whatever I want to do whenever I want. I don't want to have to answer to anyone. I want to be able to make money while I sleep, travel the world, train Muay Thai, chill on the beach, whatever. So this really confronted me with the fact that, hey, like, I'm turning 30 soon. I've had this dream for 5 years now. It's really time to be courageous and make this happen, because it's not going to be long, really, in the entirety of the cosmos that I will be dead and my life will be over. And in those fleeting moments before death, I didn't want to be confronted with the regret of knowing that traveling, making money online was my true dream, and freedom was my true dream, but I never actually had the balls or the tools to do it. So by realizing that you're going to die, it's going to force you to every day make the most of it and work towards your goals. The next one is a concept called fear setting, which is actually taken from Seneca, who's another Stoic philosopher. But this is essentially defining our fears. And there's a great quote that explains this concept. And it goes, we suffer more in imagination than we do in reality. So when you come to face a big decision like moving overseas, quitting a job, losing that security of your guaranteed income and comfort towards your own business, it's definitely quite a scary, confronting thing to think about, which society would also say that you're crazy for doing. But if you can define what the actual fear or what worst case scenario would be, it's not going to be as intense as you think. So for me, fear setting, when I was back a few months out from leaving my job, when I broke down what the worst case scenario would be, it would be, okay, I go overseas, my business fails, for some reason I go from 10K a month to 0K a month, so I'm going to have to move home. I'm probably going to have to go get another job in an office again, and then people are probably going to laugh at me. But the people who laugh would only be the ones that were too scared to chase their own dreams. But that's beside the point. So when I actually broke down what the worst case scenario was, it wasn't actually that bad, because I'd just be back exactly where I was, which was in a 9 to 5, waking up every day looking the same. So I encourage you to do that for whatever your dream is, or whatever your business goals are, is to define worst case scenario, because once you've done that, you can stop thinking about it and know concretely what the worst will be. This concept is a Stoic concept called Amor Fati, which is a love of fate. So what gets in the way becomes the way. A common saying that you may have heard is, the obstacle is the way. And this is all about reframing everything that happens to you in a positive way. So rather than seeing things as obstacles or problems, for example, you might lose a client, or you might work really hard at something and not get a result, you have to eventually train your mindset to see the good in that. Rather than it being a problem, it's going to be an opportunity. For example, if a client cancels, that's on paper bad, but I frame it as, okay, what What can I learn from this? Could I have done a better job at getting them more results, or could I have communicated with them more often? And then I can apply that to the next client to actually make more money and build a better network. So think about building that mindset of whatever happens to me, I'm going to make the most of it and be positive. This is essentially just being positive, because there is a bit of work that needs to be done if you want to build an income and move overseas, and you're going to be faced with obstacles. But if you can start reframing them in a better way, they're not going to knock you back. You're not going to get knocked down, because if you have a negative mindset, it's definitely going to slow down your progress, and it might be the difference between living your dream and not, is the way that you think about the things that happen to you. Which brings me to number 4, which is a quote from Marcus's book. And that quote is, "Our thoughts dye our souls." So our thoughts dye our souls is essentially saying that the way that we think inside our brains is the way that the world will operate and be around us. So if you think that you're a confident, fun person, when you go out to the world is going to react the way that you think about yourself, which is a confident, fun person. If you walk into the world thinking that you're not good enough, or shy, or of no value, then because you think that way, you're going to feel that way, and then you're going to act that way. This is essentially CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. So if you can combine this paradigm of our thoughts dye our souls with a meditation practice, which is going to give you the space in your mind to understand what you're thinking, because if you can understand and know what you're thinking, then you can accurately predict where you're going to be going. So how does this relate to escaping the matrix? This goes really into self-belief and believing that this dream of yours is possible, because the way society thinks is that it's not possible, and you need to do what the status quo does, which is go to university, get a job, have a family, have kids, all that. The way that society thinks is so locked in, so you're going to need to control your own thoughts to bypass all that thinking of society, to be able to fully push through and ensure that your thoughts are one that foster a belief that your life is possible. That's almost related to visualization, which is something that I did a lot of before I left, when I wasn't too sure that I was going to be able to make the dream come true. It was a lot of visualization. So remember, the way that you think is the way that your life will be. So those are the 4 big lessons that I took from Marcus Aurelius's meditations, and how they helped me make my dream come true and build an unbreakable mindset. Follow me for more about making money online, traveling, following dreams, building a mindset. I'm going to do a few more book recommendations over the coming weeks, so keep an eye out. Make sure you follow me on Instagram to see what I'm up to. Let's go.